Hi, Dave Snyder here. It's November the 9th, 2016, and I want to point out a pattern that I've noticed recently. I was watching a video. It was a Deke Jackson video where he had a map of the world in the background, and I noticed that from the Great Lakes up to this lake up here in North Canada here, like a straight line of lakes that go straight up like this, and it was really clear in that picture. It's not very clear in this picture, but it's there. Anyways, these are the Great Lakes, right? Great Lakes. So the word great is important. That's the key word in this video. We have the Great Slave Lake, the Great Bear Lake, and the Great Lakes, all in a row. They go in a straight line. Okay, and there's other ones in between that probably don't have the name great, but that word great, I believe, comes from the Silver Crystal Crater, whatever you want to call it. I'll show you in a sec. Right here. I think the word great comes from this crater right here on the moon. This is the Sea of Moscow right here, right? The Sea of Moscow. And the Easter egg, all of that. I've showed that before. And I'm trying to get help on this because I know there's a lot like Great Britain. We have Great Britain. We also have like Russia. That crater is really important to Russia. That's why it's called the Sea of Moscow. And we have like Peter the Great, who named himself after that crater. I'm telling you, that was important to the Russians. The Sea of Moscow. Come on, put the two together. Sea of Moscow on the moon. Here's Moscow. They kind of fought to have that crater named that too. It was like they didn't want to name it that, but they ended up naming it Sea of Moscow. And that crater shows around the planet in the weather, all around. It shows all the way around the planet. So we got Great Britain, we got Great Lakes, Great Slave Lake, Great Bear Lake, and I'm sure there's more greats. I'm just trying. That's the part I'm trying to get people to join in on that. You could think it's nuts if you haven't seen the videos and you don't know what I'm talking about, or you just think I'm crazy for what I'm talking about. That's fine. You don't have to believe anything about it. There's probably nothing to it as far as you're concerned. But anybody else that understands the importance of this area, because it is important, let me just show you in case you don't think so. Okay. Let me see if I got one lined up the proper way here. I might have moved that one. Let me see. Hope I didn't. No, they're still lined up. Okay, you see the pattern that I'm trying to show you here? This is the weather pattern from, I don't know, a couple years ago, a few years ago, whatever. And you see how it's the same pattern? Well, that pattern shows up around the planet. This pattern is the typhoons that hit the Philippines. It's the Superstorm Sandy that hits North America. This pattern comes from this, apparently. If we're to believe this is on the moon, then that pattern comes from this spot on the moon. And you can look at it. There's your Easter bunny right there. There's the bunny, and there's the Easter egg shape. Okay, that's where it all comes from. That's why it's so important, and that's why they call that spot great. You put that with the Great Lakes, it goes with the Great Lakes, and I've done a couple overlays over here yesterday, but I'm still working on the confirmation of those areas. But I'm trying to find more things to do with the word great to tie into this, because I know Peter the Great ties right to it. Great Britain, I'm sure, because it does have that. This pattern is involved in this area right over here somewhere, this part of it. Okay, I've lined that up before, shown that in the weather, all that. So the word great, anything else we can think of that's great would be any input would be great, greatly appreciated. So everybody have a great day.